Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Jay Encarnacion, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are thrilled to have Rob Nickester, the founder of InspireX. Rob brings a unique blend of expertise as a Marine Corps veteran, a 25-year veteran of corporate technology as an infrastructure architect, a real estate investor with Sentinel Equity Group, and a published author of AI Empowerment for ADHD. Based in Frisco, Texas, InspireX, founded in 2024, is transforming lives through high-energy online coaching, helping individuals master mindset, leadership, and personal growth. We'll be exploring his inspiring journey, how InspireX empowers clients, and his vision for scaling this mission-driven venture. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Rob, welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here, and thanks for that great introduction. I'm really excited to be here and have a great conversation with you.
Absolutely, Rob. It's a pleasure to have you on it, and thank you so much for your service. And again, an incredible background. So it made it easy to give such a great introduction. So if we can get started at the top for our listeners and take us back to the beginning, what specific problem in the personal growth or coaching space really inspired you to start InspireX?
Absolutely. InspireX was born from a deeply personal journey. For years where I wore different hats. I was an infrastructure architect, right? So I started off in IT, but I worked my way up. I don't have a college degree. I did go to college, but I didn't finish.
Yeah.
I don't have a college degree. And I started off doing help desk stuff 30 something years ago. And I worked my way up all the way to infrastructure architect, designing technology, going in data centers.
Wow.
And throughout that process, before actually the IT piece, I was a Marine. And while I was an IT guy at the same time, I was a police officer for almost 5 years.
Awesome.
So I wore several different hats, and then I became a real estate investor. So Marine veteran, real estate investor, husband, father. From the outside, things looked great, but on the inside, I battled self-doubt. And I had this fire to help others, to coach, to see, to teach, and to serve. But I also thought, who would listen to me? Who am I? And so I battled with my own fears and imposter syndrome, right? But that question, who would listen to me, haunted me until I realized that very question was what is holding so many others back as well. So I created InspireX for people like me, high achievers stuck in a cycle of overthinking, underperforming, and just settling for less.
Right.
And it's a coaching and mentorship platform built to help others break through limiting beliefs, unlock financial and emotional and spiritual freedom. And there's a little more to that journey. A lot of people would come to me as I was growing, as I was becoming more successful, and they would ask me how I did it and if I would mentor them. And for the longest time, I just kept pushing that guy down. I'm not that guy who's your mentor, your coach, because I had my own fears of, I wasn't good enough to teach other people, wasn't smart enough. And until I fully embraced unapologetically who I was, and I stepped into the role of who I'm meant to be and who I've been called to be, I didn't get completely here. It was such a long journey. And it's only been a couple of years since I've been working as a life coach. And it's been so transformational, not just for the people I'm working with, but for me as well.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I definitely want to dive deep with you there for our listeners, Rob, because I mean, that is so inspiring and clear as day that it really does take so much effort to get to where we are today. And even if you see a lot of success from the outside, there's still a lot of stuff going on internally, right, in the mental. So having you really talk to that, I know that resonates with so many of our listeners. So just to hear that background and that story, because I know so many people can relate to that, right? So the fact that you're here, you're seeing the success, and now you've put yourself in a position where you can help others through that is truly incredible. So I would love to dive deep with you on exactly what you're doing with InspireX around generating revenue today, right? The nuts and bolts. What is that core offer there? I know you do premium coaching memberships, webinars, one-on-one sessions. Walk us through those core offers, how it's structured for your clients, and who is the ideal client. So a three-part question for you there, Rob.
Okay. So it's still transforming as we speak, right? InspireX is constantly growing. Just when I think I know my client and who I'm serving, I end up changing it and doing more. So originally InspireX started out as a one-on-one coaching focused on mindset and life transformation. But I quickly realized my clients need more than just mindset. They needed wealth strategies, they needed systems, and they needed a support community. So we expanded InspireX, which now blends personal development and real estate mentorship, high performance habits. And it's basically a structured 12-week program that we offer investment opportunities to clients. And then really the investment opportunities is more along the lines of I have a wealth manager and he helped me create a piece for my course, a section for my course, where anybody who doesn't have any savings, anybody who doesn't know what they're doing with wealth, they're just trying to get their life on track. He's created some really basic strategies to help people start saving and start investing. And so I incorporated that into my program. And then I've created a path to work with the wealth manager directly outside of InspireX if that's what they need. But I'm giving them the base, the core strategies they need to get going. And then it's changed in the fact that it was one-on-one coaching.
Right.
And then I really realized I had groups of people who really needed that coaching and I could help more and touch more people by doing workshops. So I started doing workshops. Our audience evolved originally that to anyone, it was just looking to level up. And today we specialize in helping physicians, entrepreneurs, professionals who want to create generational wealth and design a life on their terms. And it's actually grown to the point where I'm now doing speaking events and I'm doing corporate events where I'm giving talks to companies and helping people with teamwork and strategies and mindset. And we're actually getting prepared to launch another level of InspireX where we come in and we work directly with the CEO or founder of a company, for example, maybe somebody who entrepreneurs is our typical avatar. It's not always big corporations, right? With big corporations, it's more along the lines, hey, will you come in and give a 2-hour lecture or a 1-hour keynote speech, things like that.
Right.
But with smaller companies, people who are like maybe they're a roofing company or a construction company that's doing just like under $2 million a year, we're actually offering strategies now to work with that company's CEO or founder directly and help them 10x their company within a year, help them increase their revenue by 10 times. And that's actually something we've been working on and we're launching that soon.
Incredible. Incredible. So really, I mean, just an array of services here, very productized to be able to scale and grow. So incredible on that front. Would definitely love to touch a bit more on what you're doing with that next level of InspireX and working with those CEOs leadership. But I would love to hear a bit before that on the acquisition side. I know you mentioned you're doing some speaking events, corporate events. What else is working really well for you for bringing in new clients and have good lead generation coming in, whether it's from ads, referrals, social media, again, the speaking events? Walk us through those channels that have been most effective for you there, Rob.
So realistically, it's been the most effective channels has definitely been one-on-one, getting myself in front of people, talking, going to networking events, LinkedIn outreach. There's been a lot of different avenues trying to help us grow. And I'm still hiring people. I'm still working on our processes and procedures. It's one of those things where we grew so fast.
Yeah.
When I launched InspireX, I didn't have any idea how well it was going to be received because that goes back to working with people one-on-one because you just don't know what you can achieve until you break through those mindset issues, limiting beliefs and fear. Things have been received so well that opportunities are just coming up that you don't think about, you didn't even
Right.
plan for. And next thing you know, you're going, okay, there's a new opportunity. How do we do this? We got to create processes. We got to find people to help us do it. We got to do some marketing events. We got to do some more speaking gigs, whatever the case may be. But we have multiple avenues right now to bring people in and Facebook, LinkedIn ads, TikTok, Instagram. We're trying to do all the funneling type things to help us grow and still trying to learn a lot. Even I'm a 30-year IT guy And you'd think I'd have a handle on social media, but it's not the same understanding technology and using social media.
Yeah, it is definitely different. So obviously doing so many different things on that front as well. Sounds like you're running ads, so you have multiple avenues, some more predictability around that. Are there any challenges that you're having or any channels that have been more successful on that side to consistently bring in those leads for you?
Yeah, absolutely. LinkedIn has been a great way to get clients. My specific avatar has come from LinkedIn, even though I've tried Facebook. And it's weird because I have friends that are high performance coaches as well. Their niche may be a little bit different, but they bring, I know one guy who brings all his clients in from Facebook, and then somebody else brings them all in from TikTok.
Yeah,
And it's really strange out there because what works for them is not necessarily working for me, even though we're really, really similar in what we do. For myself, LinkedIn has been an incredible strategy and way to bring people in. But really for me, it's been getting in front of people. It really has. And I'm still working on ways to try to scale that up. And that's where the speaking event actually comes in. One of the things to help grow InspireX has been when people meet me, they talk to me in person, they feel my authenticity.
yes,
You know what? It's not necessarily something that comes across on video or TikTok or Facebook, and you
right.
can't see that on camera. And I've struggled converting people from social media, but then I step on a stage and I talk to a group of people, of a couple hundred people, and they line up to talk to me because I'm able to get my presence across and my authenticity and my caring. And they feel my heart and that I really want to help them. They feel that in person. So for me, that's been the one thing that's consistently worked. And so that's why I actually do work with a speaking coach too, right? Every coach needs a coach. Everybody needs a coach in their life because you don't know what you don't know.
Absolutely.
And you always need somebody looking in from the outside to help you get better. And so I'm working with actually a couple speaking coaches now so that I can speak on bigger stages and reach more people.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible, Rob. And I could feel that through the conversation here as well. So I know you just mentioned a bit that you're still expanding the team and growing the team. What does it look like right now as far as that sales process and that team around you? Do you have a sales team, a marketing team? What does that team aspect look like behind you to push all this forward and continue to grow?
Yeah, absolutely. InspireX is structured as a high performance coaching and mentoring program. And so we offer like a 12-week transformational program. And I told you this focused on mindset, health, money, business, private mentorships, workshops, and growth through passive real estate. But that sales process is basically lead generation into the funnel. And then we follow up and we nurture that relationship. And one of the ways we do that is I try to put out lots of content with a lot of tips, a lot of mindset things. I've got a lead magnet that I created. It's called Rise. It's called 33 Rise. And kind of like a lot of people have heard of 75 hard,
Yeah.
kind of 75 hard. It's just, it might be a little bit easier, a little more mindset in there, a little more spirituality. And so I've put out a program like that and it's free. And so that's how I get my leads. And then I nurture those leads. And I try to help people through emails, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and I put those tips out there every day. And on LinkedIn, I constantly post things that's just free information that if you just read my content on a regular basis, you're going to read something that's going to go, oh man, that's so true.
Yeah.
If you just take one little thing once a week or every other week and you incorporate it in your life, that's Kaizen.
Yeah.
That's micro steps. Micro steps lead to huge monster changes in your life. And so that's really how we try to do things and level up and bring in our clients is through that kind of nurturing and lead generation through social media, face to face, whatever. The key is getting them into your funnel.
Absolutely. So do you have a sales team setter, closer model, once you have those in the funnel and closing them, or are you handling all the sales?
I am the sales team. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Talk to me a bit about that. How do you juggle all of the events and everything you have to do on top of that? Is a sales team something that you're looking to bring on for that continued scale, or where are you there?
Yeah, I have a couple. I have a VA, I have a marketing person. My wife works with us now in the company. She retired from her job and she's now working with us and handling all the back end stuff. I handle all the stuff on the front line. And so eventually I'm going to have to scale and get someone else in here to help me. But the way I handle everything right now, as any person with, as my book states, ADHD or ADD, I'm all over the place and it's really difficult. One thing with people, one of the blessings I think people don't know about people with ADD
Yeah.
is when you get yourself into that focus mode, you
Mhm.
can hyper focus.
Yeah.
And so when I hyper focus, I can achieve in a couple hours what some people can't do in a week. And so that really helps me. I've gotten really good at learning over the years. Part of my journey is trying to figure out how to focus, how
Yeah.
to get things done because I'm not dumb. I'm a smart guy. I'm smart as somebody over there making 10 times the amount of money. What are they doing that I'm not?
Right.
And so throughout that journey, I've figured out how to put myself in that focus mode and what helps me. But my calendar, I have to live and die by my calendar. That's really how I juggle everything. If it's not on my calendar, I could easily forget. So my wife is really great behind the scenes about putting everything on my calendar. And then when I'm working from home a lot, and we have a home office as well as another office that I go to, she's great about 20 minutes before something happens. I'll hear her yell across the house in
Yeah.
the office, "Hey, you got a meeting in 20 minutes. It's so, they're from here. Here's what." She will give me the lowdown on exactly what to expect because when you
Incredible.
are a high performer, when you are juggling real estate, car washes, land development,
Yeah.
coaching people, I'm all over the place. I can do it, but you need that person, you need that support system right there with the correct information ready to help you go into your next meeting and just knock it out of the park.
Incredible. And Rob, I could sit here all day with, I mean, you are inspiring me. And I talk to people all, I mean, just incredible having you on the show so far. So I have a couple more questions for you before we do run out of time. And one of them is going to be on the bottleneck side. So one of the bigger bottlenecks right now is more on the sales side, putting yourself more in that founder level role, getting some help on that front. Is that kind of the main one that you're thinking about right now to break through as you scale? Or is there anything else on the bottleneck side that you are thinking about?
Yeah, really, the social media, you're 100% right on the bottleneck and the way it's happening.
Yeah.
So my LinkedIn outreach to target professionals is huge. And so I'm trying to grow my LinkedIn outreach. I'm putting content out there on a daily basis. I've started increasing the number of video content across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube that I'm doing, trying to increase my speaking engagements. And I'm going on fabulous podcasts such as this one, right, to try to get my message out there. What's working best is real connection, right? The more personal we get through Zoom, DMs, voice notes, the faster people convert. I am trying to put myself out there, and that's where I'm really working hard on speaking engagements and speaking in front of groups of 1,000 or more to get more people into that funnel. And we're just growing from there. And I've got a lot of teams that I'm working with. I've got a lot of people in a lot of high places that I'm very blessed to be working with people from like Robert Kiyosaki's team on the back end.
Yeah.
I'm friends with some people that are on his team, and I've met Robert a couple times.
Amazing.
And I'm not sure if you know who Dean Graziosi is.
Of course, we actually work with Dean.
Okay, I'm in Dean's personal mastermind called The Edge.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm a part of his mastermind. So I get to spend 2 days a week, 3 times a year with Dean.
Amazing.
And just the people I've met in his mastermind and Dean himself, it's just I'm learning all kinds of things to help us scale up from there.
Oh,
And so it's just absolutely been incredible. So part of the process is nurturing
yeah.
our value with free tools, right? More mindset tips, more real estate education, more free strategy sessions. And once I get people in the funnel, then I offer them a free strategy session. And we try to identify pain points and goals. And so it's basically like a free coaching call where I
Amazing.
assess whether they fit or not. And I extend an offer to them on a coaching path. And I'm like, if you're this is not for you and you don't want to work with me, great. I wish you all the best. I want to help you reach your goals and make your dreams come true. And so I try to just work with people for an hour, free coaching session, and just here's some of your pain points that we've identified.
Yeah.
Here's what I want you to do, work forward. If you want to work with me, great. I'd love to. I can help you. If not, best of luck to you. And that's the process right now and how we're growing it. And if they say yes, we onboard them within 48 hours with a full welcome package. I'm building a online community right now. I haven't actually launched it. I've got the community almost pretty much built. but I haven't actually launched it yet. Just as you can tell from me,
A lot going on.
I got a lot going
A
on.
lot going on.
Yeah. So we focus on high trust sales, not pressure tactics, right? It's important for me to come across as genuine. I want to help you reach your goals and dreams. I don't want any money from you to, be a yes man and give you, fluff. I'm not about fluff. I am about digging in and really helping people level up. And that's why our conversion rate stays high. And that when someone books a call is because my authenticity is coming through. And that for me, I don't know when it's going to happen. Eventually, I'm going to have to pass those calls off to somebody else, but that's going to be a tough one because I want people to know who I am when I first talk to them.
Absolutely. I love it, Rob. I just have one more question for you before we wrap up. And just incredible and truly eye-opening. I know it is for me, and I know it is for so many of our listeners. See, a true honor to have you on the show here, Rob. To finish us off, what is the best piece of advice? I know you're going to have a good one for this one. What can you leave for our listeners here before we wrap up the show today?
Well, some of my two favorite pieces of advice that come to mind are done is better than perfect.
Mm.
I spent an incredible amount of time in my life not doing things and not succeeding because I felt everything had to be perfect or I didn't know enough instead of just doing it. And that is one of the secrets that high performers all know. When you're sitting there looking at others who are performing and you're like, I don't understand how they're just making me look like I'm sitting still. Doing something. Done's better than perfect. And then the other really big piece of advice that I like to give is one of the things lacking in a lot of people when they're stuck, a lot of the times they're stuck. And even when they can't admit confidence issues or imposter syndrome or fear of failure, it all comes down to confidence a lot of the time. They just don't have the confidence to take the steps because they're afraid of fear of failure. They're afraid of looking stupid. They're whatever the case may be. Action builds confidence.
Mm.
And so I tell people, listen, when you're at your lowest and you feel like I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not confident to do something, that is the absolute time when you should take a step and do something. Because the more you do, that action builds your confidence level up. And suddenly you start to feel a little more powerful and a little more powerful just by taking action. You're never going to feel confident by not doing anything. So action builds confidence.
I absolutely love that. With that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up another incredibly inspiring episode of Founders Future. And Rob, I cannot thank you enough for coming on the show and sharing that amazing journey and your insights with us. And as I mentioned, it touched me in the heart, and I know it touched so many. And what you're doing is incredible. And please do not stop what you're doing because it truly is going to impact so many lives, Rob. So truly an honor and a pleasure and a marvelous conversation today for the show. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, which I know so many of you have, as did I, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And you can also check out InspireX at inspirex.co for their free 30-minute strategy session, and follow Rob on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/Rob Nickester. For more resources and insights, you can visit us here at closers.io, where we are dedicated to helping businesses accelerate their growth. Until then, keep climbing, and we will see you on the next one.